Starting again. Hello, I'm Natalie Kasabian, and I'm one of the producers of Hulu's original film, Run. Thank you guys so much for watching the movie, and if you haven't seen it yet, we're going to make sure you do. We're super excited to be here today with our wonderful cast and director for Q&A on all things Run. Stay with us afterwards for our official Twitter watch party, where we can't wait to live tweet with you all. So to start, we're just going to go around and have you guys introduce yourselves. Sarah, let's start with you.
I'm Sarah Paulson.
And who do you play in this movie, Sarah?
Sorry. I play Diane Sherman, also known as Mother.
Mama.
I'm Kira Allen, and I play Chloe Sherman, otherwise known as Daughter.
And I'm Anish Chaganty. I'm the co-writer and director.
Amazing. Let's jump in. So,
who are you, Natalie?
Yeah, who are you?
You.
I said it at the top.
Right.
I feel like, all right.
We already forgot.
I'm Natalie, one of the producers, guys. But let's just jump in.
Okay.
So, our very first fan question, and anyone can jump in and answer these at the top. So it hits on one of the most important aspects of the film, which is Kira's casting and disability representation in Hollywood. So Twitter user EU_BHA asks, what do you think this film could do with regards to opening up space for representation of people with disabilities within film?
Well, EU_BHA, thank you for the great question. I think this movie is a huge moment in terms of disability representation. It's the first major thriller in over 70 years to star a real wheelchair user. And beyond that, just, statistical kind of moment, there's also the fact that it's a beautiful story and a wonderful representation of a disabled character. And I feel so grateful to be a part of this film, to be a part of this moment. And I hope it's just the start. I really hope that this starts to normalize casting disabled actors. Not that there aren't already so many amazing disabled actors out there doing incredible work. Ali Stroker, for instance, Lauren Ridloff, Ryan Haddad, who I've actually had the pleasure of working with. There are some amazing people out there, and it's more than time. It's long overdue, and very exciting to be a part of this moment.
Well said. All right, so the next one is from an Instagram story. That's all I know. What do you want us to experience while we're watching this movie?
These are all actually from EU_BHA. What do we want us to experience while we're watching the movie? I think this is the intention of this always was to be a very classic sort of Hitchcockian thriller. And I think what's come out of this is this very bare bones thriller that just starts on minute one and does not stop until the end. And I think if we can tell a story that keeps audiences at the edge of their seat while still hopefully being an overall positive step in disability representation and having something cool to say about a very twisted mom and daughter relationship, then we did our job really well. And yeah, I think that would be great.
Awesome. Instagram story anonymous number 2. How was it filming in Winnipeg?
Why did that person want to be anonymous?
I don't know.
It's a very personal question.
It's a very personal question, and they should just show themselves. Just kidding.
Sarah, how did you enjoy Winnipeg?
You're asking me this question? Kira and I were talking about this earlier. I think Winnipeg has a lot to offer. It's a wonderful place. I know Kira was mad for it in a way that I was not, but I think it was partially because I was really cold. And Kira's just tougher than me in almost every respect. So, she's not a complainer by nature. I am. She can really stick it out. She's game. I'm not. So, all in all, it was a real testament to Kira's strength and my total pathetic weakness. So love Winnipeg. I love Winnipeg, the place. It's great. I love Canada in general, maybe moving there, but I'm just saying it's, it was cold for me.
Sarah, you were game. We were all there. So
I was game because I wanted to, but Kira's
I really think it was my electric clothes that made the difference.
I had electric clothes and I was still like,
oh, then you're just a baby.
That's
Somebody has the electric underpants.
Wait, what?
The electric underpants. Did one of you have those?
I didn't have electric underpants.
I didn't have electric underpants.
We were pitching that. What there was? Remember that time when we were going to shoot that scene?
We were talking about this earlier. Yes, and Kira
Yeah,
had
we were going to
forgotten
shoot it outside, and like these were one of the solutions that we were going to have electric
electric
underpants.
underpants. And we were like, I don't think that.
That's when we were like, no, we have to rewrite the scene. Let's rewrite it.
I don't think
Doesn't
that.
feel like a good idea.
I don't think so.
Next question. Were any of the scenes improvised?
No. Let me break it down for you folks who are paying attention to this. Anish is not going to. No. This movie, every frame that you see, every the way that things are positioned on the shelf, the color of things that are positioned on the shelf, every single thing is designed to communicate either a character story or motivation, or it's all purposeful. There's no happenstance. There's no magic moment caught by mistake. Everything is, all the magic moments that are part of the film are intentional and part of the experience for the viewer. And I think, didn't we talk about this a lot, about what are people going to be able to pick out, specific, what do we call them? Easter eggs?
Easter eggs, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. But it's just, so improvisation. Kira and I would do some things sometimes acting wise where we would start the scene a little bit beforehand just to keep ourselves feeling, natural, I guess. But I think everything in the main was really purposeful. There was a real vision that was part of the storytelling that was evident in every frame, I think.
Anish, the non-so-improviser.
The not so improv. I mean, that would be really interesting to see, like, what would be your movie with the improv, like the
Yeah,
improv,
the Mumblecore movie.
the Mumblecore movie
Yeah.
that English does. I'd kind of be interested in seeing it. I would like to see you do that.
Oh boy. Oh,
That's my question. Anish? Sorry,
All
Natalie.
right, next question. What do you think is the most powerful message the movie sends, and why?
We kind of touched on it, I feel like, a little bit. Like that's like that. It's hard to escape from. It's hard to escape from the fact that this can mean something more to people than the movie itself.
I think one of the most powerful things about this film to me is that even with the representation angle in this groundbreaking moment, like, it's just a great story. Like, it doesn't make it about, it's not about the moment. It's not about the social factors, which, are very exciting. And I hope people see this and, see it as something new and exciting. And I hope the disabled community gets behind it and all of that. But like, at the same time, the movie isn't about that. Like, it doesn't make the character about that. It's just a great movie. And I think just to see that normalization of casting a disabled actor in a part and having her have a journey that is not defined by her disability, it's just like, I think how well written this story is and how great it is to watch. Like, all of those things that you may not be able to put those messages in that message like into a sentence. I think like the experience of that is the most powerful thing to me.
Kira, you should just drop the mic.
Yeah, that's a mic drop.
I've just been doing that all day, by the way, because we've been in a lot of interviews together. Just drop.
Yeah, I just after every answer I give, I just go, boom. And they say, "Why are you doing that? You were so strange."
I love it. This is a fun one. Favorite memory of filming Run?
Okay, so I think the memory that will stick the longest to me is my mom. I think like being like, so I got really sick in one place, and I was unable to get better. It was just a stomach sickness because I kept traveling and kept eating all over the place and all this stuff. And the doctor said, like, you have to go on this diet for 4.5 months or 4 months, where it's like extremely specific type of meal. And like basically the next day we were off to Winnipeg to shoot, and there was no time that I had to like do this diet or cook myself. It was so restricted. So my mom flew over from California and basically lived with me in a 2-bedroom apartment and cooked every single meal. Like, I didn't have a single item off the crafty shelf or like the crafty table or lunch or dinner in the entire time we were doing it, I was just eating this thing to get better, and like it worked. But it was so like the thing that I'll take away from this is how ironic and interesting it was to make a movie about a mom taking care of her sick kid when like my mom was there taking care of me in some weird little way.
Oh my gosh.
I have two memories. Well, many, but two that stand out. One is, and Kira and I were talking about this earlier, about how somebody was asking us about rehearsal. And I was like, I think and then Kira reminded me that the only thing we really rehearsed was me and Kira holding hands. Like, remember you wanted us to like practice holding hands and like releasing her. And like, and we were,
yeah.
But we were just laughing because it was like, of all the things that we had to do together in this movie, that we were rehearsing how well we could hold hands, and if we could do it in a way that seemed really natural. We had to do all this like.
It was the day that you were like holding the wheelchair and like figuring out.
We had that was the thing, but like the holding hands thing. But the other thing I want to say, which I've also been saying a lot today, is that the thing I really take away from this movie, from the experience of making it, was getting to watch the moment when Kira Allen became an actress, like a person who we now will know heretofore as the time when we got to see the next great actress begin her career. And it was a really, really, really profound thing to bear witness to, and to know that I was sitting there, we were all sitting there, and I got to have a real front row seat to the kind of magic that she's capable of creating. And I've said a couple of times today that I no more would have been able to do what Kira did in this movie when I was her age. I don't even know that I could do it now. Like, she does something very, very special and very, very unique and very truthful. And it was an enormous amount of pressure. She is the lead of this movie. There's just no question about it. And it rested on her shoulders, and she had to deliver. And I would have probably really buckled under that pressure. And I think Kira not only didn't buckle, but came out swinging. And I think it was a really, really powerful, beautiful thing to see. And I feel very lucky that basically I get to say, I knew her when, and I remember her first take. I remember, and it's a pretty extraordinary thing to know you're witnessing the moment when someone's life is going to change. It was really special, I think.
You gotta stop making me cry today. This is too much.
But it's true. It's really true. It's a very special thing to have witnessed. It really is.
Oh my gosh, you're the best. I have so many amazing memories. It's really hard to choose just one, like just the whole stretch of it. The shooting process was so intense and like so nonstop. I was called for every single day of shooting, that in a lot of ways it kind of just feels like one long day that we did this, which was just, it was just the best. But there's one moment that I remember toward the end, and anyone watching is not going to believe this based on what Sarah just said, but Sarah did not really comment on my performance at all while we were shooting. I think probably because he didn't want to make me self-conscious. We would just, we'd do the take, and, we'd be there for each other, and we'd support each other, and we'd make sure that we were both breathing and feeling okay and all those things. But, you weren't coming to me after the take being like, that was a great job, which I appreciated, because I think, like you said, the pressure, it was a lot. I think if I started like getting comments from people on my takes, I would have lost my mind. I wouldn't have known what to do with myself. I just had to, be there and do the work, which is something that Sarah sensed. But on one of our last days of shooting, it was when we were in like the convention center. We were shooting one of the most dramatic scenes of the movie, and we stopped to do a full crew photo, and almost everyone was in it. And we did it by the escalator, and I got to hold the clacker. I remember I got to hold the clacker, and right before the camera went off, and someone said like, all right, crew photo, ready to go. And right before the camera went off, Sarah said, this is Kira's first of many. And I think you can probably see the look on my face in that shot after, I had no idea what she thought of my performance, if she thought I was, screwing it up, if she wished they'd cast someone else, if she thought I was mediocre or whatever. And like, having that moment of, you know, I knew she believed in me, but to hear that she believed in me beyond this movie, and, you know, to the extent of having a career, because that's really what I want. I want to do this for the rest of my life, and to know that someone like Sarah believed in me that much and thought that I would be able to do that. That is something that will stay with me forever.
Wow. What a great answer.
Also, you like set the scene so well, Kira. You like
Yeah.
back.
Wow. Sorry?
You set the scene so well. Like you took me to that moment. You're such a good
Oh.
I feel like I knew, like, I feel like if Sarah wasn't saying to you that she thought you did a great job, there'd be times where I, like, the shot was on Kira, and like I would go over to Kira to give a note, and like Sarah was obviously there because you're the scene partner with it, and like this would be Sarah.
I think I was afraid to do that thing where, you know, then all of a sudden you feel like, oh, is she judging me while I'm like, I thought if I told you once in the beginning,
Yeah.
like that was so great, then I thought you would think, oh God, she's acting with me, but she's actually like deciding whether or not I'm good while we're in the scene. And I just was worried it was going to make you feel, you know, strange.
I think it was absolutely the right choice, especially because like I feel like if, you know, we're doing a scene and then afterwards you're like, that was a good job, and then we go back into the scene, it gives it kind of like a performative aspect of like, we've put on this play and now we're going to talk about how good we are, and like, and then we're going to go back to it.
It didn't feel like infantile, you know, that thing of like,
no, not yeah. I sorry, I keep interrupting you.
Stop it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it was absolutely the right call, because I think the way you supported me in a really genuine, kind way of like telling me that you believed in me, and you know, asking how I was handling the material emotionally, if I was okay. You know, I remember, oh God, there was a moment when another dramatic scene that I can't that I can't talk about because it's going to spoil it before our watch party. But there was a moment where you know, Anish was saying, you know, can you do this line for me? The camera wasn't set up yet, but he just wanted to see how it would look. And he's like, can you do this line for me? And I did it, and it was so bad. It was so terrible. I was very self-conscious. I wasn't in it yet, and I was like, oh God, I've got to deliver. Like, these people have put all this trust in me, and I've got to say the line right. And Sarah, you came around the corner, and you were like, take your time. Just take your time. This is your time. This is your space. And like things like that meant so much to me, and were so helpful for me. And I think, again, like you said, if we'd been evaluating each other's performances, it would have felt like a lot more pressure. And you knew that there was a lot of pressure on me. So I don't know, saving it until that moment of the crew photo, I think that was very powerful for me.
I'm gonna go back and look at that picture just to look at your face.
All right, we have some specific questions now. So Sarah, we're going to start with you. How do you feel, or what do you think when your fans call you?
Listen, I don't have children, so I guess I'm supposed to be excited that I have a lot of internet children. I guess, I don't know. It makes me a little uncomfortable just because I'm sure, you know, I don't know what to, some of them, I think I've talked about this, where like, they want me to compliment their tattoos, you know, and things. Mom, I got this tattoo of your face, or like you signed this at an event and I tattooed it on my body. And I always feel weird responding, like I'm sanctioning it. And then I do end up feeling like their mother's like, I don't want to tell you that that's a good idea to have done that, but I should. Like, I just can't, it's a confusing thing. So it's not my favorite thing, but I'm not mad at it, as the young people say.
Okay. This is to both of you guys, Kira and Sarah. Favorite line in the movie?
I'm your mom.
I can't say mine because it's a spoiler.
Oh, don't say it.
Say it?
Don't say it.
Don't say it. Okay, then my favorite line is the silence that happens before my favorite line. I can't say. I mean, there's so many great lines. I'm trying to think of one that I really love that wouldn't be a spoiler, because like so many of my favorite moments are the really crucial plot turning moments. Oh man, I'm too attached. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'll tweet it after the watch party. I'll tweet out what my favorite line is.
Anish, do you have one?
I mean, I think this might be where Kira was talking about, but I think it's a certain iteration of the line, "You need me." Like, I think that is like, in this movie, I think, like, there's a point when Kira says the line that I just like, and I think that's actually the story that what you were telling about just now, about that one
That
line.
is where we were. Yeah.
That is my favorite. That is a great moment.
It's fine that your favorite line is Kira's line. I get it. I get it. It's fine. I
It's followed
understand.
by "I'm your mom."
I only want all the things for Kira that she deserves, so I can live with it. It's fine. Is there a leave this meeting button? Can I leave the meeting?
At the bottom
The
right.
bottom.
But Sarah, "You need me" was you. He
Correct.
said some iteration of "You need
I
me."
wasn't gonna say.
Everyone says it.
Everyone says
Everyone said it. Everyone's.
it. We all say it.
I will say my favorite shot in the entire movie is Sarah is the oneer that, like, where she's talking on the phone and then gets revealed that she's not talking on the phone and, like, is just practicing the phone call. Like, that, to me, I love that moment. It's like so spine tingly, you know, like that whole reveal. So yeah.
All right, he's throwing me a bone. It's fine. I'll take it.
That's it.
Oh, he's told me. He's said that to me before.
All right.
I know that's genuine.
All right.
All right, next up is for Kira, and it's a non-anonymous question. This is from, I'm going to butcher this, F. Rays Louisa. To Kira, who is your biggest inspiration as an actress, and what was the greatest professional advice you have ever received?
Oh my gosh. I think certainly one of my greatest inspirations as an actor is Sarah Paulson.
Ah,
Absolutely.
this is the coaster. You cover it.
Stop hitting me. I just love you.
I love you too. But
Oh my God.
Pick someone else.
No.
Who was your favorite, like, before we ever met and before we worked together? Like, who was?
Oh my God. I can't pick a favorite ever, but I will say someone that I really, really look up to right now is Phoebe Waller-Bridge, because she's a writer performer and such a brilliant writer, such a brilliant actor, and I love to write and would love to write my own material. So, like, that's someone whose career I would really like to emulate. But my real answer is Sarah Paulson. So, and the greatest professional advice I've ever received, I think one of the greatest pieces of advice, period, I've ever received, but that very much applies to professional life. My dad says all the time to me, there are lots of ways to get there. And I think about that all the time. I think about, I'm thinking of it as a straight line and I've got to get from here to here. And there's only one way to do that, and that's this straight line. And so if I fail here, I can't do it. And he will remind me that you can also go like this. You can go like this. There are a million ways to get there. And so every time I'm disappointed, I'm like, I really wanted this part. I didn't get this part. And I had it in my mind that I was going to get this part, and then it was going to lead to this and that. And if I don't have that first step, I'm not going to make it to where I want to go. And he'll remind me, there are lots of ways to get there, just find a back road and get there. And that's what I've tried to do. Try to make my dad proud.
That's great. Good dad.
Everyone cries.
Anish,
Everyone
this
can
is for
cry.
you, my friend. Since Searching is about a father-daughter relationship and Run is about a mother-daughter relationship, is this a reoccurring theme we might see in some of your future films? Anish, by the way, I loved Searching and I cannot wait to see Run.
Well, thank you, Natalie. Yeah, in a way. I mean, it was like, I think it was always so designed to be the polar opposite of Searching, in the sense of, like, positive parent-child relationship and then flipped over to a negative parent-child relationship. It just comes very naturally, and I think everything that we write, just because, like, tight family bonds, I think, are part of our backstory. I think for now, I've done mom, I've done dad, maybe one day there'll be a complete family down the line, but it's not going to be in the next film. Yeah.
And do you need to see Searching? Oh no, sorry, I misread that. Never mind. You can do. Never mind. I thought they were like, do I have to see Searching in order to see?
Yeah.
Run?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And then you can see Hide, our next movie.
Oh my God.
Is that real? Yeah.
I was like,
No, that is
you just
not
reveal the
enough.
name of it, and then I was like, oh.
Very, very anticlimactically. I think that's it, you guys. But thank you, everyone, for sending in your questions and joining our Q&A. Don't go anywhere. Our watch party will begin soon. Open up Hulu and get ready to play Hit on Run in a few minutes. Be sure to tweet along with us using #RunFilm. Thank you, guys.
Bye.